Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive look at Fishtown. Fishtown is one of the best neighborhoods in Philadelphia. And we get to take a deep dive look. If you have seen that video, I have the video link in the description below. And in this video, not only when we look at Fishtown, we're going to look at where the main streets are, where the boundaries are, where the parks are, where the major highways are, where the bus stop is, as well as what goes on in there, what the houses are like. So stay tuned. So here we are in Fishtown. This is the map, this is the outline and the border of Fishtown. Uh, as you can tell, it's kind of an oblong um, shape, and the borders pretty much kind of go, not necessarily all over the place, but it's not necessarily a straight rectangle, square, or circle. Okay, so Fishtown is obviously, when you go to Fishtown, you'll see pictures of fish, and uh, but you'll see the pictures of fishes on people's homes. It's actually great for millennials, hipsters, and families. A lot of people, it's one of the desirable neighborhoods in Philadelphia where people like to walkability. You can easily the streets are pretty small, um, and people like to walk. As you can tell, there's a lot of one-way streets in Fishtown. And if we get a closer look, we'll see the borders, the North Front Street on the west, um, and it goes to the river, to the Delaware River, um, and um, and then of course East York, and then it curves around up to Aramingo, and then on Aramingo and East York Street is where the top of the border is, and then right here at, I believe, Trenton Avenue, and this street right here, which I had up, um, and I lost my border. Um, to Trenton Avenue to East North Street is basically Fishtown. That's the border. And as you can tell, there is a lot of restaurants and a lot of smaller businesses where people go, cafes. Um, People like to eat, and obviously, people like to eat. But people like to support their local, get to support their local businesses in the area. There's a lot of wineries, restaurants, coffee shops, uh, and pizza places in Fishtown. As you can tell on the map, the Market L, that's what this M is right here. That's the that is the subway station. That is now Berks is the stop for this line. It is the Market Frankford line. We also call it the L, which is EL for in Philadelphia. And the Market Frankfurt runs it starts at 69th Street in Upper Darby, and it runs all the way up to Frankfurt Ave, to Frankfurt, which it's if you go on the map, it does run up that way, pretty north. It goes north, but there is two stops. There is Girard, which is on East Girard Avenue, and as well as Berks is the stop to be in, and those are the two stops in Fishtown. Now, Fishtown also has obviously not only lots of restaurants but also beer gardens, as well as studios and galleries. And walking traffic is great in this area. Now, There is the trolley on East Gerard Avenue. That's what these icons for the blue trolley icons. Now, what stops and what runs through is the 15 um, that runs through Fishtown. Um, now going southeast. Well, you have the casino, Rivers Casino, right here. We also have the Penn Treaty Park, which, if I zoom in a little bit more, is obviously, like it says, a lush riverside area for picnics and events. My kid, my oldest son, had a school trip where they did go to this park. They it was like more like their, it wasn't necessarily their field day, but it was like an end of the school year play day where they took the bus and they went to this park, and it was pretty fun. It was fun, and you got to see, obviously you can see Jersey from this park right here. And it's a pretty big park. It's pretty spacious. They have the swings and the swings, the slide and the play area right around here, and then over here is basically mostly fields. Um, and there is a Delaware River Trail where people do walk and get to see stuff. And Beach Street is a little street where people like to walk as well. Um, there is also industrial areas right around here as well. But if you want to have a nice park to go to, is right here, Penn Treaty Park. I highly recommend it. Now, in Fishtown, there is lots of new constructions all around Fishtown. Mainly around, it's basically all over Fishtown, but you do see newer construction in in different places, like all throughout. Um, Now, these homes are pretty big. They do tend to be like 4 story. Well, at least they're 3 story homes where the home where you walk in, you have an open concept. You have your living room, dining room, kitchen, and then you go up the stairs and you'll have like 2 or 3 bedrooms on that second floor. You have a full bath or possibly 2 full baths on that floor. And then you go up another flight of stairs where is the master suite. And that's how they've been building the new constructions in the area, is just having that master suite on the third floor. And then, which has, obviously, you have the master bedroom, you have the full bath with stand up shower and a tub as well, and you also have a walk-in closet. And then, if that's not enough, you go up another flight of stairs, and then you have the rooftop deck where a lot of people do like to sit and hang out. There was this really awesome home. Well, yeah, there was a really awesome home. It was an older home, and it was rehabbed, and they had a dome on their rooftop deck, which was pretty interesting. People would open up the dome up to go and sit up on the roof, or they'll open it up for extra ventilation for the home. Now, that's a particularly older home, but most newer construction homes, they have that setup where you have the and then also they also have finished basements as well. Um, but you have your living area on the first floor, obviously. Your second floor more than likely is like where everybody else, the other bedrooms. Like, you can have your home office there, your kids' bedrooms, and then bath, guest bedrooms, and then the third floor is the master suite, and then finally you have the rooftop deck. So it's four four flights of stairs that you have to go up. Doing open houses in the area, they're pretty nice, but then they also get really exhausting when you're running up and down those stairs. Um, okay, and the these homes tend to be within the 150 to 1.3 million dollars. And of course, and since this is a very desirable area, people tend to, if you're going to get a house that's like 150, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough house. Uh, and of course, the homes go, obviously, they get priced up a little bit higher. Now, the median price, which I believe is pretty low, is 172,900. I've seen homes, pardon me, I feel like that median number, home price number, is pretty low. Most homes that I can tell in Fishtown could be mostly in the 200,000s, like mid twos to threes. That's pretty much the average price you'll expect to pay for a three-bedroom home in Fishtown, or even a two-bedroom. People like Fishtown because of the walkability. You have easy access to 90, I 95, which is the Delaware Highway. I 95, if you had seen in my other videos, leads all the way up to, I think, Maine. You'll get hit New York, Boston, and then you also, that's going north. And then if you're going south, you can hit DC, uh, Delaware, Maryland, and going all the way down to Virginia. Not Virginia. Sorry, Florida. Florida. That's what I meant to say. Florida. So that's 95, and easily, and you can get easily in and out of the city through this route. Pretty easy. You also have, there's also buses that run through here. See Aramingo Avenue and Norris Street right here. The 15 is the trolley. Um, now, as a note, if you are looking to live in Fishtown, just be aware that parking is pretty tight in Fishtown. Mainly because a lot of the streets are really tiny and they can only fit up on one side. Uh, Cars can only fit up on one side of the street. Um, and you see people that park halfway, they park their cars halfway on the curb and halfway off. Uh, and um, and also things can extremely get tight. So if you have a spot, so if you expect to park in front of your home, you may not be able to park in front of your home because everything is so packed tight. It's not as bad as parts of South Philly per se, but you, Fishtown is pretty decent. There is definitely complexes around, little small condominium complexes in Fishtown where they have parking. Uh, but yes, this is mainly where most of the living is. Now, the main streets, as you can tell, is Frankfurt Avenue. That's a main route. East York Street, Gerard Avenue, and Delaware Avenue. Well, Delaware Avenue is kind of can't really do too much living around here other than the casino and the park. But there is obviously most of the action really goes on East Gerard Avenue and parts of Frankfurt Avenue. Uh, but of course, you have East Susquehanna Street, and then you have at Belgrade Street, and they have a lot. And Fishtown has a lot of little eateries um, around in the area. There's definitely parks, as you can tell. There's And if you want to go grocery shopping, there is the Fishtown Market that you can go and get what you need. It's a deli. There is also, and people tend to leave this area to go to Aramingo, where Aramingo is a major street. There is grocery shopping if you go further up into Port Richmond area, which is where this area is. This is mostly right in this area right here, where I'm kind of, and I'm gonna go slow. Right here, if you can see, is where most of the commercial shopping is. So you have your Walmart, you have Lowe's, Wawa, Home Depot, Target, McDonald's, Taco Bell, uh, and then there's also a ShopRite around in this area too as well. I think the ShopRite is right here to go shopping for groceries, and that is not too far. That's less than 10 minutes drive to into Port Richmond. And obviously, there is a train that you do have to go over, go under an underpass to get over there. Other than that, you can pretty much get local stuff. There's the Italian market also right here. Um, and that's basically it. You have River Ward's produce market as well. So, so that's the map of Fishtown.